So, ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to give my thoughts about the big weekend. NXT Worlds Collide, we have the Clash at the Castle, and we have All Elite Wrestling All Out. We have all of that in the next week. September 3rd to September 4th is going to be a massive weekend for all of us. We have 3 events happening in 2 days. I'm going to talk about AEW for a minute. Let's just say in the last few weeks, AEW has kind of been of a hit or miss show. Dynamite has been up and down, I would say, for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks in a row, Dynamite was good. Dynamite was actually great. CM Punk returning, and then the promo he cut on Moxley, and the matches in between, and all of that were great. You might have noticed in the last video that I made on this channel was the opinionated video about Thunder Rosa and their title reign. It's sad to know now that Thunder Rosa will no longer be, I think, the world champion, or at least there will be interim champion because she's injured, dealing with certain situations with her injury, which sucks. I would say it does suck. I may have been sour. If you follow me on Twitter, that you would know that I find her title reign to be repulsive. I mean, she's been feuding with people or having matches with people, title matches that I don't really care about. AEW has done a poor job with their title reign, I would say.
You what?
That's not the only thing that I have a problem with at least AEW so far, as far as the product. Obviously, I watch every week. I don't miss a AEW Dynamite show. I watch it every week. And I'm not gonna sit here and come off as an armchair intellectual, if you will. It's just I'm just giving you my opinion of what I've been seeing as of late. I'm not gonna come out here and try to come up with solutions and ideas of how to, what to, etc. Because that's not my place. I'm just here as a viewer, just spewing my opinion on this whole situation. AEW has done a bad job of building the All Out pay-per-view. They have done a very, very bad job. Let's just say this, okay? The only match that I knew going into the pay-per-view was probably Jungle Boy versus Christian, and potentially after the heel turn, Ricky Starks versus Will Powerhouse Hobbs. Also, the Trios Tag Team Tournament. Other than that, I didn't know anything else on the show. I guess they announced Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm, 2 weeks ago, so I'll give them that. But then injury happened, so now there's going to be a 4-way interim championship match. Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, and Hikaru Shida. So, good. That's good. What else is happening on the show? And the rest of the card, or the majority of the card, was announced this past Wednesday, which I kind of have a problem with. And the reason why I have a problem with it is because I remember so many times when WWE would do shit like this, when they would book pay-per-views at the very last minute, or like they would announce all the pay-per-view matches maybe the week of or the week prior, 2 weeks ahead. Everybody would give them shit. They'd be like, wow, no build, only like 2 weeks before pay-per-view, yada yada yada. So I'm trying to keep that same energy with AEW. There's literally 2 weeks left, and they just announced all the matches, or the majority of the matches of All Out. The main event's not even announced yet. I don't know what's going on in the main event. I don't care what Meltzer say. I don't care. The company themselves did not announce the main event of the pay-per-view. Yeah, I understand. Try to go with an unpredictable route, but bro, I need something. I need something that's like a placeholder, and then if you're gonna change it, change it. I don't mind that. I don't mind that you change something in the like down the line, or the week or 2 beforehand of the pay-per-view. I don't mind that. But at least within 4 weeks before the pay-per-view, announce the main event at least. And people keep saying it's Moxley and Punk again. It's like, how do you make a rematch after that? What happened on Wednesday? Moxley packed up Punk like a luggage, bro. He packed him up. He said, best in the world, my ass. I honestly don't want to see another match. It just told me that Punk is washed and Moxley is in his prime right now. That's what that told me. That told me, yeah, Punk was able to beat the young up-and-coming, superstar and Adam Page, right? Who's not really familiar with the world title scene. Then you have Moxley who's been world champion before in AEW and WWE, but in AEW in this case, he's been AEW world champion. He's beaten Le Champion Chris Jericho. So he's been at the mountaintop. So for him to fight Punk, obviously Punk got hurt in the match, and then Moxley took advantage. But yeah, it kind of showed me, yeah, Punk, you bit off more than you could chew there. You talk a lot of shit, and then you got hit last Wednesday. I'm just saying, Moxley came in, washed Punk, mollywopped him, 2 Death Riders, 1, 2, 3, undisputed AEW World Champ, and that was it. And I knew something was fishy because I'm like, why is this not the main event? I'm glad it's not the main event, but then again, I wouldn't mind if it was, because I'm the same guy that still believed to this day Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series 2016, that 90-second match, still one of the greatest moments of all time. I don't care what anybody says. Like, if that happened in AEW, I would have been like, the way how I felt in that moment, I would have done the same thing. I was yelling, like, out of, like, shock, and I was, like, happy. Because I ain't gonna lie, the way how Punk been acting the last few weeks, it kind of led me more to Team Moxley than more Punk. I feel like Punk, to me, CM Punk comes off as a guy as, like, he will take things that people are upset about and will use that to his advantage to make himself look like the good guy. That's what that looked like to me. So it's not really genuine. That's how I felt about CM Punk, which allowed Moxley to come through, took advantage, beat him 1, 2, 3, and I'm just like, hell yeah. I'm a Moxley guy now. I'm a Moxley. I mean, I've always been a Moxley guy, but like, I will be honest, I wasn't ready for Jon Moxley world title run a few months ago. I wasn't ready. I was like, he's feuded with a Yuta. He's fighting this one guy, you know, Forbidden Door. He's doing this and that and the third, but the man was able to hold his own, having great matches, defending the belt almost every week like it was a TV title almost. And then yeah, he proved to me he deserves to be the world champion. So I'm not mad at it. But again, like I said, AEW has done a poor job of building All Out. They announced a 6-man tag. It was Wardlow and FTR versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Gun. Why? It's one of those matches where everybody else is excited. I'm just the one guy that's sitting there like, why? How does this correlate? Because they were in Ring of Honor? Is that why? Is the titles at least on the line in this match? Because then I would care. But no, it's not on the line. It's just a 6-man tag. What's the point of the match to me? Like, did Jay Lethal? I don't know. Is there something that I'm missing in this feud? Because all I've seen for the last few weeks was Wardlow coming out face to face with Lethal. He beat him at Battle of the Belts. I don't remember Motor City Machine Gun coming out helping Jay Lethal in that matter. Nothing at all. It was Sanjay Dutt and then the tall dude. Like, that's it. That's all I've seen. And now all of a sudden it's now the Motor City Machine Guns, because I guess the tall dude doesn't. I don't know. I'm not making any assumptions. It's just why 4-way match for the women's title. Now I'm intrigued. I'm hoping Toni Storm gets the job done. This is the only thing I will play Booker here. Toni Storm wins, defends the title, shows that she's the great champion, right? Then the Thunder Rosa comes back. We have the undisputed women's title match, and that gives Thunder Rosa the opportunity to turn heel. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. That's just me. It gives Thunder Rosa a way through, an open door, if you will, for her to change up her act, because she's been stale and boring since winning that championship. She peaked when she won it. Now she's just been nothing to me. Like, mediocre, based on what I've seen. Nothing clicked with me as she was defending the title and all of that. I was one of those that was a big advocate for her to win the title, and then when she won the title, I was happy, and then weeks go by, I don't care. Like, title defense, no. Teaming up with Tony Storm, why? All this. And I was hoping that this whole friendship thing, like maybe it could have went down like Beer Money in 2011 TNA. I'm reaching very far for this one, but like, think about it. They're friends, world titles in between them. They have the match, and either Thunder Rosa or Tony Storm is the one to use cheating tactics to get the upper hand of their opponent to get the job done. I don't know. That's what I was thinking it was leading up to, but then Thunder Rosa's hurt, so they need an interim champ. So I pray to God it's not Britt Baker. I do not want to see Baker and Thunder Rosa again. I don't. Let's get to a different situation. Now, this whole Daniel Garcia thing, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, because like Daniel Garcia, you know, week after week, I'm a sports entertainer, the greatest technical sports entertainer of all time, yada yada yada, right? Good stuff. I love it. I love it, right? Over the last few months, I've become a real big Daniel Garcia fan. It's just like the energy he comes off, you know, like he's the guy and shit. I love it. I love it. Then apparently we have a match. Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. What? I mean, okay. This might be a bit of a stretch, to be fair. I feel like they've been building this for a while because Chris Jericho keeps mentioning on commentary and promos, anything, that he's the one that took out Bryan Danielson for weeks. And now Jericho's like, you keep saying that you're the greatest wrestler, or people keep saying that you're the greatest wrestler of all time, or the greatest wrestler alive today. I'm Lionheart Chris Jericho. I mean, you square it off. And I'm like, you know what? In my head, I'm like, have they really had matches? The only match I could think of was 2010 with Jericho versus Bryan when Jericho was the World Heavyweight Champion. That was around like the NXT early days, right? So that's what I'm like, okay. So that one I might give a pass because if I was paying attention more, if I was paying attention enough, obviously Jericho, Bryan, yeah. I don't like how Swerve in Our Glory is now getting a title defense at All Out this past week. Like, why did it announce it? Why is it, if it's the Young Bucks, they put in time and effort for a tag title or tag match or make the tag titles mean something, but any other tag team, they don't build, they don't do shit for them. Swerve in Our Glory is a great example of that. Literally, the Acclaimed has been feuding with the Ass Boys for weeks, months even, and now all of a sudden they get a tag match. And again, the whole ranking thing with AEW is wonky to me. Sometimes they use it, sometimes they don't. I'm looking at the rankings, I'm like, bro, in my head, why are we not getting this match happening now? Or why are we not getting this match for the pay-per-view, etc.? Like, MJF was #1 ranked for the world title, yet Moxley got the title shot at Forbidden Door. Pac has the All-Atlantic title. He's been defending it elsewhere, but the second he comes back to the States, or North America in this case, Daniel Garcia, who was like, what, ranked #2 or 3, isn't getting a title shot. Like, well, what's going on here? You have rankings for a reason. Why don't you just use them? Like, I keep mentioning it. I'm like, hey, Garcia versus Pac for the All-Atlantic title? I mean, it's right there. Do you not see the writing on the wall? Like, it's right there. Like, that match would do so well. It would be a great matchup to see Garcia versus Pac for that All-Atlantic title. I don't care. I don't like how everybody keep making excuses. Oh, it's meant to be defended elsewhere. What type of title is that, though? Why? You just gave Pac a worthless championship just for him to carry around. I mean, granted, it might mean something to him personally because, like, he's been shafted since day one in AEW. And now that they give him a championship for him to go and do shit with it, I granted, that's fair for him. But for me personally, I think it's a waste of time, honestly. if he's not defending it on freaking AEW Dynamite or like, if he's not, it's an AEW title, I should be seeing it on AEW programming. I'm not seeing it on AEW programming. And no, Dark and Dark Elevation do not count. I don't care what anybody says. He's defending it elsewhere, but they're just recording it and then putting it on Dark. Like, come on. That's not fair to me. That's not fair at all. I'm not chasing Pac's title defenses everywhere. Like, that's not me. Again, the ranking system is wonky. So the fact that now the Acclaim all of a sudden is getting a title shot, which I'm not mad at. It's just the build and all of that. It's like, where was this? Where was this? They're on Dark Elevation, and then they're on Dynamite or Rampage or both, and now all of a sudden they got this match. Great. Where's the build? What? Max Caster is just gonna rap for a week, and then we get the match, and then that's it? That's how we're booking it now? I don't know. I'm just questioning. At least for Clash at the Castle, I'm hyped for it because they've been building it for weeks. They made a 6-woman tag weeks ago. They announced it, when was SummerSlam? The end of July, right? We're at the end of August now. At least at the beginning of August, I knew when we're going to get this match, where we're going to get this match, who's involved, etc. What else was announced at Clash at the Castle? McIntyre versus Roman, right? Or McIntyre versus the Universal Champion at the Clash at the Castle. I knew we were going to get a title match because they had a #1 contenders match before SummerSlam on the SmackDown. At least with Triple H, he's building shit ahead of time to prepare for the show. And if there was any, like, obviously if shit goes awry and McIntyre can't make it, Roman can't make it, there'll be a backup plan, of course. But I'm just saying, at least they've been building for weeks. But then again, not my company, not my place to be. It's not my calling. We were supposed to get Chris Statlander versus Jade, but Statlander's injury prone at this point. Athena versus Jade, it's right there. I don't want to. It should be on the pay-per-view. They've been building it. The build is there. Just announce it that it's on the pay-per-view. So yeah, that's my take on this whole AEW all-out build. It's been poor, awful. There's no excuses. I watch every week. Dynamite and Rampage, I watch every week, and yet all I've gotten was a lot of fuckery happening and nothing is adding up to me. Okay, so I don't know, leave your comments down below. What do you guys think about this whole all out build? Like, was it good? Is it good to you? Please tell me how. Is this something I missed? Like, they're making changes on the fly, and it just, I don't know, everything just it's not it for me. But yeah, leave your comments down below. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, and I'm out. Later.